What if everything you believe about being average is holding you back from the fortune, waiting just beyond your reach? Think about it. How often has the quiet voice inside you whispered that more is possible, but fear, doubt, or the weight of routine kept you frozen in place? That feeling of being stuck isn't a flaw in you. It's a trap designed by a world that rewards safety and punishes risk. But here's the truth you need to hear right now. Being average isn't your destiny. It's a choice, often made unconsciously, but a choice nonetheless. And the moment you recognize this, the moment you see the walls you thought were real are actually just shadows, you unlock a door. A door to a life where fortune is not just a dream, but a living, breathing reality. You might wonder, what does a fortune really mean? It's not just a pile of money or flashy success. It's freedom, the freedom to live life on your terms, to wake up excited instead of exhausted. It's the power to build something meaningful, to leave a mark that outlasts you. It's peace in knowing you're capable of more than survival, more than average. That feeling is worth everything. The journey from average to fortune isn't about luck or talent. It's about transformation. It's about reshaping your mindset, your habits, your relationships, and your actions. And it starts with a single step, choosing to believe you are worthy of the life you desire. You might be asking yourself, why should I keep listening? What's in this for me? Here's the emotional reward waiting at the end of this path. A life where you hold the pen, where fear doesn't control your choices, where you wake up each morning fueled by purpose instead of obligation. Imagine the pride of knowing you fought through doubt and still move forward. Picture the freedom of financial security mixed with the joy of meaningful impact. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a reality built step by step, decision by decision, moment by moment. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the gap between where you are and where you want to be. But the secret is that every giant leap begins with small, deliberate steps. This journey will teach you how to break down the impossible into the possible. You'll learn how to silence the inner critic and amplify your inner champion. You'll discover the strength buried beneath your fears and the clarity hidden behind confusion. Most importantly, you'll understand that the path from average to fortune is not a distant dream reserved for a lucky few. It's a journey open to anyone willing to embrace change and take action. So if you're tired of settling, if you're ready to unlock your true potential, if you want to stop watching others succeed while you wait for your turn, stay with me. The next moments will give you the blueprint to transform your life. This is your invitation to break free from average and claim the fortune that's already waiting for you, just beyond the limits you've accepted for too long. The choice is yours. The journey begins now. Everything you want begins with a single invisible force inside you, your mindset. This is the battlefield where your future is won or lost. The thoughts you allow to dominate your mind shape your reality more than any external circumstance ever could. It's not just about positive thinking or wishful hopes. It's about owning the power of belief, the deep, unshakable conviction that you are capable, worthy, and destined for more. When you shift your mindset, you shift your entire life. The weight of doubt starts to lift. Fear begins to lose its grip. The fog of uncertainty clears, and suddenly the path forward becomes visible. This is not some vague, feel-good idea. Science shows that believing in yourself strengthens your brain's ability to learn, to adapt, and to push through challenges that once seemed impossible. Your mindset isn't just a part of you. It is the foundation of everything you will build. You may have spent years carrying stories in your head, stories of failure, limitation, and not enough. These stories have shaped the way you see yourself and the world. But those stories are not facts. They are beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. The moment you decide to rewrite the narrative you tell yourself, you step into your power. Imagine the strength you gain when you no longer accept the role of victim or spectator in your own life. Instead, you become the author of your destiny. This shift creates a ripple effect. It changes how you face challenges, how you speak to yourself in moments of doubt, and how you envision your future. The belief that you can grow fuels every action, every choice, every effort you make. This is why the journey from average to fortune is impossible without first mastering your mindset. It's the invisible engine behind every success story. Without it, talent, opportunity, and even hard work can fall flat. But with it, you become unstoppable. The courage to step outside your comfort zone, the resilience to keep going when you want to quit, the patience to endure setbacks. All of these come from a mindset rooted in belief and self-trust. This internal power is what separates those who watch their dreams slip away from those who seize them with both hands. As you listen now, begin to question the beliefs that hold you back. Are they really yours, or were they handed down by fear, failure, or the voices of others? Start to challenge those limits quietly but firmly. Affirm your ability to grow, to adapt, and to overcome. You are not bound by your past mistakes or current struggles. Your mind is not a prison, but a canvas waiting for new colors, new patterns, new possibilities. This transformation is not an event. It's a daily commitment to change the way you think, the way you speak to yourself, and the way you choose to act. Each positive thought is a small victory, a step closer to the life you deserve. Believe deeply that change is possible. Believe that your mind can be your greatest ally. When you do, you ignite a fire inside you that no obstacle can extinguish. This fire will drive you forward, fuel your courage, and lead you from average to fortune, one powerful thought at a time. Now that you've begun to recognize the power of your mindset, it's time to define what fortune truly means for you. Fortune is not a vague, distant concept reserved for others. It is a deeply personal vision that fuels your purpose and drives your every move. Without clarity, desire remains scattered, like a flame flickering in the wind, easily extinguished by distraction or doubt. When you define your own version of fortune, you plant a powerful seed of motivation that grows stronger with each day. This isn't about chasing someone else's idea of success. It's about peeling back the layers of expectation, noise, and comparison to discover what fulfillment looks like through your eyes. Whether it's freedom from financial worry, the ability to create impact, or the peace that comes from living authentically, your definition anchors your journey. Clarity is the spark that turns intention into unstoppable action. Take a moment to feel what it means to have a crystal clear vision of your fortune. It's not just a goal to check off a list. It's an emotional magnet pulling you forward, even when the path is hard or uncertain. Your vision creates a roadmap in your mind, turning overwhelming ambition into manageable, purposeful steps. The brain craves this kind of focus. It releases chemicals that motivate and energize you. When your fortune is defined, your mind aligns with your desires and begins to spot opportunities where before there were only obstacles. This is no coincidence. Neuroscience shows that clarity enhances decision-making, strengthens resilience, and increases your ability to follow through. Your fortune, once clear, becomes a source of daily inspiration, fueling your courage to keep moving forward. Without this clarity, it's easy to get lost in the noise of everyday life, drifting between tasks without a true sense of direction. Your energy becomes scattered, and frustration creeps in. But when you ground yourself in your personal vision, each challenge turns into a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Every sacrifice feels meaningful because it is connected to something far greater than momentary discomfort. The power of this connection cannot be overstated. It creates a deep emotional attachment that science shows is key to sustained motivation. When your goals resonate on a personal, emotional level, you engage parts of your brain linked to reward and pleasure, making the process of pursuit itself feel worthwhile. Defining your fortune also builds ownership and responsibility. It shifts your mindset from one of waiting to one of creating. No longer are you hoping for luck or external validation. You become the architect of your future, accountable and empowered. This shift increases your sense of control, which psychological studies link to higher motivation and lower stress. You stop being a passive observer in your life and become an active participant, steering your energy toward what truly matters. This sense of purpose fuels discipline, focus, and resilience, the very qualities that transform average into fortune. Still, if you want to ignite this transformation, start right now by asking yourself what fortune means to you, without filters, without judgment. Let your heart speak honestly. Honestly. Write it down. Feel it deep. When you do, you're no longer chasing a vague dream. You're embracing a vision that will guide every decision, every sacrifice, and every action until fortune is no longer distant, but your lived reality. This clarity will be the engine that drives you forward, even when the world tries to hold you back. Your fortune begins the moment you claim it as your own. Once your vision of fortune is clear and powerful, the next step is to cultivate relentless discipline. Discipline is the quiet, often unseen force that transforms dreams into reality. It's not about grand gestures or sudden bursts of motivation. It's about showing up every day, committed to the small actions that compound over time. This is where the average part of your life can shift dramatically toward extraordinary success. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and the fortune you seek. Without it, clarity and desire remain wishful thinking. With it, they become unstoppable momentum. The challenge is that discipline requires sacrificing comfort, distraction, and instant gratification for the sake of something far greater. Yet this sacrifice is not punishment. It is the ultimate in yourself. Every habit you build, every routine you lock in, is a deposit into your future fortune. Neuroscience tells us that habits form when repeated behaviors become automatic, freeing up mental energy to focus on growth. This means discipline isn't about willpower alone, which is limited and easily depleted. It's about designing your environment and routines so that the right actions become natural. The moment you commit to discipline, you are rewiring your brain to favor progress over procrastination, courage over comfort. This rewiring fuels confidence because it proves to yourself daily that you can overcome resistance, that you have control over your choices. Confidence then becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. Discipline builds confidence, and confidence strengthens discipline. Discipline is deeply emotional. It's fueled by the tension between who you are now and who you want to become. It's the internal battle where your dreams fight your excuses. This tension can either paralyze or propel you forward. The key is to channel it into consistent action. Every time you push through discomfort, you signal to your brain that your vision is worth fighting for. The pain of sacrifice is temporary. The reward of discipline lasts a lifetime. Lifetime. The moments when you feel like giving up are exactly the moments that define your journey. This is where ordinary people separate themselves from those who achieve extraordinary fortune. They choose to keep moving, even when motivation fades, even when results aren't immediate. They trust the process because they understand discipline. Discipline is the soil where success takes root. Commitment to discipline also means mastering your focus. The world is full of distractions designed to pull you away from your goals. Discipline is the ability to say no to distractions, to excuses, to anything that doesn't serve your highest purpose. This selective focus is what allows you to make meaningful progress, not just busy work. It's about prioritizing what matters and protecting your energy fiercely. Every hour spent in disciplined effort compounds into significant gains over weeks, months, and years. This is the secret weapon that transforms average efforts into fortune-sized results. To cultivate relentless discipline, start by building small daily habits aligned with your vision. Be patient but consistent. Celebrate the victories, no matter how small, because each one strengthens your resolve. Remember, fortune is not won overnight. It is earned day by day through discipline. When you commit to this path, you prove to yourself that your vision is not just a dream, but a promise. A promise you keep with every disciplined choice you make. This promise will carry you forward, transforming who you are into who you were meant to be. Discipline builds the foundation, but without financial intelligence, fortune remains fragile, a castle built on sand. Understanding money is not just about numbers. It's about control, freedom, and power. It's the key that unlocks opportunities and safeguards your vision from collapse. Many avoid learning about finances because it feels complex or intimidating. But this avoidance costs more than discomfort. It costs potential. When you develop financial intelligence, you gain clarity over your resources, your risks, and your possibilities. You step into a position where money serves you, not the other way around. This shift changes everything. It turns scarcity into abundance, fear into confidence, and hesitation into decisive action. Financial intelligence starts with mastering the basics, knowing exactly where your money comes from and where it goes. Awareness is the first step toward control. When you understand your cash flow, you can make intentional decisions instead of reactive ones. This clarity reduces anxiety and builds trust in yourself. Beyond budgeting, it's about understanding how money works, how it can grow when invested wisely, and how it can diminish when left unmanaged. This knowledge creates a sense of empowerment that's essential for anyone serious about transforming their life. The ability to manage, multiply, and protect your money is a skill that directly impacts your capacity to build lasting fortune. Money is deeply emotional. It triggers fear, guilt, and shame, but it can also inspire hope, security, and pride. Financial intelligence helps you reframe your relationship with money, turning it from a source of stress into a tool for freedom. This mindset shift is crucial because emotions drive behavior. When you feel in control, you make smarter decisions. When you are fearful or confused, you freeze or act impulsively. Learning how to read and respond to your financial reality with calm and confidence rewires your brain to favor long-term rewards over short-term temptation. This rewiring is a form of mental discipline applied specifically to your financial life. A discipline that protects and propels your fortune. Taking control of your finances also means learning to identify opportunities to grow wealth, whether through saving, investing, or creating new income streams. Every dollar managed wisely has the potential to work for you, generating returns that compound over time. The earlier you start, the greater your advantage. This is where patience and knowledge combine to multiply your impact. Understanding risk and reward allows you to make calculated decisions instead of gambling your future on hope or luck. This strategic approach keeps your journey steady and resilient, even when faced with setbacks. Financial intelligence is not a destination, but a continuous journey. It requires curiosity, discipline, and humility to keep learning and adapting. The market changes, new tools emerge, and your personal situation evolves. Staying engaged and informed keeps you ahead and in control. This ongoing commitment creates a mindset where money is no longer feared or ignored, but welcomed as an essential resource to build your fortune. When you embrace financial intelligence, you take a powerful step toward transforming average into fortune. You gain control over the one thing that touches every aspect of your life. With this control comes freedom. The freedom to pursue your vision without fear, to take bold action knowing you have a safety net, and to build a future that reflects your highest aspirations. This mastery is not just about wealth, it's about empowerment, peace, and unstoppable momentum. The path forward becomes clear when money serves your purpose, not the other way around. Mastering your finances is vital, but even the sharpest mind and the best resources can falter without the power of resilience. Resilience is the armor you wear in the face of failure, disappointment, and setbacks. It is the unyielding strength to rise every time life pushes you down. The path from average to fortune is not smooth. It's riddled with challenges that test your spirit. Without resilience, obstacles become barriers and setbacks become stopping points. But with resilience, every difficulty transforms into fuel to learn, grow, and push harder. This quality is not innate. It is developed, refined, and strengthened through choice and action. It is the force that turns pain into progress and hardship into opportunity. Resilience is deeply psychological and emotional. When you encounter failure, your immediate response shapes your future. Do you see failure as proof that you don't belong, or as a lesson that sharpens your skills? This perspective shift is crucial. Neuroscience reveals that resilient individuals have a mindset that embraces challenges as growth opportunities rather than threats. This doesn't mean they avoid pain or disappointment. They acknowledge those feelings but refuse to be defined or defeated by them. Resilience is the courage to confront discomfort head on, to lean into the struggle with a clear purpose and unwavering faith in your ability to overcome. It's the inner voice that says, "This is hard, but I am hard." Every step toward fortune demands resilience because the journey stretches your limits. You will face criticism, doubt from others and yourself. You will encounter moments where the weight of failure feels unbearable. These moments are inevitable, but they are not permanent. Resilience is what allows you to move through these moments without losing sight of your vision. It's what keeps your momentum alive when motivation wanes and discipline feels heavy. It turns temporary pain into lasting strength. The more you practice resilience, the more you expand your capacity to handle pressure, uncertainty, and discomfort without breaking. Resilience is also a daily practice, a series of choices that build mental toughness. It means reframing obstacles, controlling your inner dialogue, and taking deliberate action even when the outcome is uncertain. Each time you choose to persevere, your brain rewires itself to handle future adversity with greater ease. This rewiring increases your emotional endurance and sharpens your problem-solving abilities, making you more adaptable and confident. Resilience is not about ignoring fear or pain. It's about learning to walk through them stronger and more focused than before. To cultivate resilience, begin by embracing discomfort as a necessary part of growth. Accept that setbacks are not signs of failure, but essential lessons on the road to fortune. Practice self-compassion during tough times and remind yourself that every successful person has faced and overcome hardship. Strengthen your resolve by setting small challenges that stretch your limits daily. Celebrate your ability to bounce back, no matter how small the victory. This builds an unbreakable spirit, one that refuses to settle for average and demands fortune. Resilience transforms the impossible into the inevitable. It turns doubts into determination and obstacles into stepping stones. When you embody resilience, you carry within you the power to endure, adapt, and rise above. Resilience sharpens your ability to withstand life's storms, but without unwavering courage, even the strongest spirit can hesitate. Absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite. It is the heartbeat of transformation, the fuel that propels you from comfort into growth, from hesitation into action. The path from average to fortune demands courage at every step because the unknown is terrifying. Fear whispers doubts, threats, and reasons to stop. Yet, courage listens to a different voice, the voice of possibility, strength, and determination. It is the refusal to let fear dictate your destiny. This refusal is not born overnight. It is cultivated through repeated acts of bravery, small and large, that build a fearless mindset, ready to conquer any challenge. Every moment you choose courage, you build a reservoir of inner power. Courage is a muscle that grows stronger with use. The first time you face your fears head on, it may feel overwhelming, but each subsequent choice to act despite fear makes the next one easier. This builds momentum that feeds your confidence and erodes the hold of fear over your decisions. Science reveals that courage triggers the release of chemicals in your brain that enhance focus, clarity, and energy, turning fear into fuel. When courage takes the lead, your mind sharpens, your body responds, and your actions become aligned with your deepest goals. This is the alchemy of transformation, the moment when doubt surrenders to determination. Courage is the catalyst that transforms vision and discipline into reality. It pushes you to take risks that others avoid, to stand firm when the pressure mounts, and to speak your truth when silence is easier. Without courage, you remain trapped in the safety of average, watching fortune slip through your fingers. But with courage, you claim your space, own your power, and create the life you desire. It is the bridge between dreaming and doing, between planning and executing. This bridge requires you to face discomfort, uncertainty, and even failure. Yet those who dare to cross it discover a strength within themselves that no obstacle can diminish. Cultivating courage begins with small acts of defiance against fear. It starts with saying yes to challenges that scare you, speaking up when it feels risky, and stepping outside your comfort zone daily. Each act reinforces your belief that fear is a signal to act, not retreat. This mindset rewires your brain to view fear as a compass pointing toward growth, not a warning sign of danger. Courage grows when you consistently choose action over avoidance. It transforms your internal narrative from one of limitation to one of possibility, creating an unstoppable force driving you toward fortune. Remember, courage is deeply personal and often quiet. It doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers in moments of doubt, urging you to take one more step. It is found in your willingness to be vulnerable, to risk failure, and to embrace uncertainty. This willingness is the greatest gift you can give yourself on your journey. Courage makes the impossible achievable and the extraordinary inevitable. It lights the fire that burns away fear and lights your path to fortune. When you choose courage, you unlock a power that moves mountains and shapes destinies, including your own. Courage propels you forward, but without relentless focus, even the boldest efforts scatter and fade. Focus is the lens that sharpens your vision and magnifies your impact. It filters out the noise, distractions, and doubts that so easily derail progress. Fortune demands your undivided attention. Your energy is a precious resource, and where you place it defines your trajectory. The power of focus lies in its ability to direct your mental and emotional energy toward what truly matters. creating a ripple effect of momentum that carries you through challenges and setbacks. Without focus, your efforts dissipate like scattered seeds. With it, they grow into an unstoppable harvest. Focus is a deeply psychological state. When you concentrate fully on your highest priorities, your brain enters a flow state, an optimal zone of performance characterized by heightened awareness, creativity, and productivity. This state allows you to work smarter, not harder, turning hours into breakthroughs. Science confirms that sustained focus improves learning, memory, and problem-solving abilities, giving you an edge in every endeavor. Yet focus is fragile. It requires intentional cultivation and protection. The modern world bombards you with distractions designed to fragment your attention, stealing time and energy away from your vision. Choosing focus means reclaiming your power and saying no to anything that doesn't serve your highest. Focus demands discipline because it requires you to resist immediate gratification in favor of long-term gain. Every notification ignored, every social event declined, every task prioritized over trivial busy work strengthens your ability to. This resistance builds neural pathways that make it easier to maintain focus over time. When you develop this muscle, your brain rewires itself to value what is meaningful and dismiss what is irrelevant. This mental clarity brings peace amid chaos and confidence amid uncertainty. You stop being pulled in 1,000 directions and instead move decisively toward your fortune with precision and grace. Emotional focus is just as critical as mental focus. Your feelings shape your reality. When you align your emotions with your goals, your motivation intensifies. Focus becomes a fire that fuels passion, perseverance, and purpose. It guards against doubt and fear by keeping your mind anchored to your vision. This emotional alignment transforms discipline from a chore into a commitment born from deep desire. It turns effort into joy and struggle into progress. Your emotional focus acts like a compass, guiding you when the path gets dark or difficult. It keeps you grounded in your why, the reason you refuse to settle for average and instead demand fortune. To cultivate relentless focus, begin by identifying your non-negotiable priorities. Those few tasks or goals that move you meaningfully toward your vision. Block time daily to work on these without interruption. Create rituals that signal your brain to enter focus states, such as setting clear intentions, minimizing distractions, and taking deliberate breaks to recharge. Practice mindfulness to strengthen your attention and bring awareness back when it wanders. Celebrate small wins to reinforce your commitment and build momentum. Remember, focus is not about perfection, but progress. Each moment you reclaim your attention, you build the foundation for extraordinary results. When you master focus, you harness a force more powerful than motivation or talent alone. Focus transforms potential into progress and dreams into reality. It sharpens your vision, deepens your discipline, and fuels your courage. This laser-like attention is what turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary fortune. Your future is shaped by what you focus on today. Choose wisely, protect fiercely, and pursue relentlessly. Our focus brings clarity and momentum, but without unwavering belief in yourself, progress stalls and potential withers. Self-belief is the invisible force that turns ambition into achievement. It is the deep, unshakable conviction that you are capable, worthy, and destined for greatness. Without this foundation, doubt creeps in and sabotage follows. But when self-belief is strong, it fuels resilience, courage, and discipline. It becomes the engine that drives you through uncertainty, fear, and hardship. This belief is not born from external validation or luck. It is forged from the choices you make to trust yourself every day, no matter the outcome. Self-belief transforms how you see challenges and setbacks. Instead of viewing failure as a verdict on your worth, you see it as feedback, a necessary part of growth. This mindset rewires your brain to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. Neuroscience shows that belief activates motivation centers in the brain, releasing dopamine, which enhances focus, learning, and persistence. When you believe in yourself, your brain is primed for success, ready to push past obstacles and sustain effort through difficult times. This is not about arrogance or blind optimism. It's about grounded confidence rooted in experience, effort, and an unrelenting commitment to growth. Believing in yourself means acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses with honesty and compassion. It means accepting that you will make mistakes, but refusing to let them define you. This acceptance builds emotional resilience because you stop fearing imperfection and start embracing progress. The quiet inner dialogue shifts from I can't to I will learn, from I'm not enough to I am becoming enough. This subtle but powerful change rewires your neural pathways to favor possibility over limitation, empowering you to take consistent action toward your goals. Self-belief also shapes how you interact with the world. It influences the energy you project and the opportunities you attract. Confidence is magnetic. It opens doors and creates connections that average effort never could. When you hold yourself in high regard, you set higher standards and refuse to settle for less than your vision demands. This mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Believe you deserve fortune, and you act in ways that create it. This is the power of identity-driven success. When your sense of self aligns with your goals, every decision supports your transformation. Building unshakable self-belief starts with small wins. Every goal achieved, every challenge faced, no matter how small, is proof that you are capable. Keep a record of these victories and revisit them often to reinforce your confidence. Surround yourself with positive influences that affirm your worth and challenge negative self-talk. Practice daily affirmations that remind you of your strength and potential. These habits reprogram your subconscious mind to support your vision, not sabotage it. Remember, self-belief is a muscle, not a fixed trait. It requires care and patience. As you nurture this belief, you build a foundation so strong that no external circumstance can shake it. This foundation carries you through every trial and fuels every victory. With unwavering self-belief, you step fully into your power, break free from average, and claim the fortune that has always been within your reach. This is your birthright. Own it fiercely, live it boldly, and never let doubt steal your light. Unwavering self-belief fuels your inner fire, but without relentless action, belief remains a wish, not a reality. Action is the bridge between dreams and achievement, the heartbeat of transformation. It is not mere movement, but purposeful steps taken with intent and consistency. Fortune rewards those who do not wait for perfect conditions, but seize the moment and commit fully. Every day you delay or hesitate is an opportunity lost, opportunities that will never return. Action turns vision into momentum, and momentum turns potential into power. Without it, even the strongest belief fades into frustration. The psychology of action reveals a profound truth. Motivation alone is fleeting, but action creates its own energy. Movement sparks progress, fuels motivation, creating a cycle that propels you forward. This is why waiting for the right time or the perfect plan is a trap that keeps many stuck in average. The brave recognize that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Every small step forward rewires your brain, building confidence and reducing fear. This rewiring makes the next step easier, and the next one after that. Action is the teacher of courage, resilience, and discipline, and it transforms abstract goals into tangible results. Action demands clarity of purpose. It requires you to know exactly what you want and why you want it. Without this clarity, efforts scatter and energy dissipates. When your actions are aligned with your deepest values and vision, you create a magnetic force that attracts opportunities and resources. This alignment makes your journey feel purposeful and inevitable. It turns hard work into meaningful effort and setbacks into learning. When you act with clarity, every obstacle becomes a stepping stone, every failure a lesson. This clarity protects you from distraction and doubt, keeping your momentum relentless. Consistency is the secret weapon of... It is not a burst of effort that builds fortune, but the steady commitment to keep moving even when enthusiasm wanes. The human brain craves routine. When you build habits that support your goals, action becomes automatic. This automaticity frees mental energy to solve problems, innovate, and adapt. Consistent action also sends a powerful message to your subconscious mind that you are serious about your goals. It deepens self-belief and strengthens your identity as someone who achieves, someone who perseveres. Over time, this identity shapes your reality. To unleash the power of action, start with clear, specific goals broken into manageable steps. Commit to doing something every day that pushes you closer to your vision. No step is too small when taken consistently. Protect your time fiercely. Schedule focused blocks dedicated to these actions. When fear or doubt tries to stop you, remember that action dissolves fear. Taking a single step forward breaks the cycle of paralysis and opens new possibilities. Celebrate progress, no matter how incremental, because each step builds momentum. Action is the engine that turns your dreams into fortune. It transforms belief into results and vision into reality. Without action, potential remains dormant and promise unfulfilled. When you commit to relentless, focused action, you activate a force that propels you beyond average into extraordinary success. This is your call to move, to do, to become. The future you desire is waiting on the other side of action. Step forward now. Action ignites transformation, but without unwavering patience, even the most determined efforts can falter. Patience is the quiet strength that sustains you through the unseen struggles and delayed rewards. It is the discipline to keep moving forward when results seem distant, when progress feels invisible, and when doubt whispers to quit. Fortune is rarely an overnight achievement. It is the sum of consistent efforts compounded over time. Patience allows you to endure the necessary process, embracing the journey rather than fixating only on the destination. This acceptance transforms frustration into fuel, making persistence natural, not burdensome. The power of patience lies in its ability to regulate emotions and maintain focus over the long haul. When impatience takes hold, it clouds judgment, triggers anxiety, and leads to hasty decisions that undermine progress. Neuroscience shows that patience engages the prefrontal cortex, the brain center for self-control and long-term planning. This engagement helps you resist short-term temptations and distractions that can derail your efforts. Patience sharpens your ability to delay gratification, a trait strongly linked to success across every field. The willingness to wait, to persevere through discomfort, separates those who achieve lasting fortune from those who settle for fleeting victories. Patience also deepens resilience. It teaches you to withstand setbacks without losing hope. Each obstacle is no longer a reason to stop, but an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. This mindset rewires your brain to see challenges as integral to progress, not barriers. It quiets the inner critic and replaces frustration with calm determination. When you cultivate patience, you cultivate peace within chaos, a necessary foundation for sustained action. This inner peace keeps your motivation alive when the external world offers no immediate reward. Developing patience requires shifting your perspective on time and success. Instead of measuring progress by immediate outcomes, learn to value incremental growth and effort. Celebrate small wins and the lessons embedded in setbacks. This practice rewires your brain to find satisfaction in the process, not just the results. Cultivate gratitude for the opportunity to work toward your vision, understanding that each step, no matter how slow, is a building block toward your fortune. This gratitude reduces anxiety about timing and fosters a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Patience is not passive waiting. It is active endurance. It demands that you keep showing up, keep working, and keep believing, even when the finish line is out of sight. It requires self-compassion during moments of fatigue or doubt and the courage to push through resistance. When patience and action combine, they create unstoppable momentum. This combination protects you from burnout and frustration, ensuring your journey is sustainable and fulfilling. Embrace patience as your ally in transformation. Trust that every moment of effort, every challenge overcome, and every delay endured is part of your growth. This trust frees you from the tyranny of instant results and aligns you with the natural rhythm of success. Patience strengthens your character, hones your focus, and deepens your belief in yourself and your vision. It is the silent force that carries you from average to fortune, one deliberate step at a time. Hold it close, nurture it daily, and watch as it transforms your path into a journey of lasting triumph. Patience sustains your journey, but without relentless adaptability, progress stagnates and growth stalls. Adaptability is the secret ingredient that transforms obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into breakthroughs. It is the mindset that embraces change, uncertainty, and failure, not as threats, but as essential parts of evolution. The world never stays the same, and neither can you if you want to move from average to fortune. Rigid thinking breeds frustration and limits potential. Flexible minds open doors to new strategies, ideas, and paths that lead to unexpected success. Adaptability fuels resilience, creativity, and innovation, the very qualities fortune demands. At its core, adaptability is rooted in emotional intelligence and self-awareness. It requires you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment and to respond with curiosity rather than fear. Neuroscience shows that adaptability strengthens